My family spent 14 years in probate court. 14 years of legal fees, family fighting and stress, documents, disputes, and it was all done by people that weren't even in my family. So watching something my father spent his entire life building just disappearing over time. And it wasn't because necessarily he was irresponsible, and it's not because he didn't love us, but he really didn't take the time to plan. He didn't have an adequate plan in place. And I don't know if anyone really ever told him he needed one. Granted, I wish I knew back then what I do now, but I didn't. He was a hard worker. He grew up poor. He showed up every day, paid the dues, provided for his family as best he could, made mistakes along the way, but the one thing he could have done was he should have taken the time to plan more. And I'm not knocking him, I love him, but he never thought he'd have to plan for that. By the time he found he got sick, he died a few days later. And when he died, what should have been a pretty straightforward transition became something really horrible for everyone involved. The system really kind of stepped in to try and fill the void, and the system isn't designed to protect your family. It's designed to process your estate and file paperwork, but they don't know who you are. They don't care. But that's what we lived through. We watched what our dad spent 63 years of his life working towards just go away, go down the toilet. And I think about that a lot when I'm sitting across the table or talking to people who are, let's say, thinking about the end of their lives and what they want from what they've built and for their families, because most of them may be where my father was. They worked hard, and in their case, they saved a lot, and they love their families. They go to church. They believe that God has entrusted with them with something, whether it be their income, their assets, their legacy, leaving something for the people they love and care about. And they want to honor that, but the plan really isn't fully there yet. And most of them don't necessarily realize that when they walk in, or they know there's something missing, but they don't know what, because no one's ever told them. And frankly, most advisors aren't really optimizing for anything other than assets under management. Not for the question of what really happens with the family if something goes wrong. They're more so thinking about, well, how do we grow these assets? How do we get a better rate of return and things like that? There's a lot of other things involved, though, other than just making sure you get a good rate of return. And that's why I named this firm Matt 25 Capital. Matthew 25, the parable of the talents. 3 different servants, each one given something to steward and manage for their master. 2 of them took care of it wisely. They invested wisely. They multiplied it. And they heard the words that most Christians strive to want to hear, which is, well done, good and faithful servant. The third one, though, he buried it. He didn't even play it safe. He was lazy. He kept it exactly where it was. And he didn't hear those words. In fact, he heard some terrifying words. And so we think about stewardship differently than most advisors. Stewardship isn't just about getting a good rate of return. It's about the entire picture. It's the income that doesn't ever run out, the estate that transfers cleanly and how people want, the generosity that people actually plan for and could actually do, the legacy that lands the way people intended for it to and wanted to from day one. That's what faithful stewardship looks like. And that's what I try my best to help Christian families build and ultimately have peace of mind, knowing they're doing what they should be doing and what they want to be doing. So if you're a Christian couple within 10 years of retirement, or you're single or widowed and you're watching this, I want you to really hear something that's not just educational. The work that you've done, it matters. The savings, the faithfulness over decades, the years of showing up, those things matter. God cares about faithfulness like that, and it deserves a plan that honors it. Not just some generic one-size-fits-all or, pre-made templates or whatever. A plan that actually accounts for who you are, what you believe, what you care about, who depends on you, what you want your life and your legacy to look like when this chapter of your life is over. That's what I do. And that's what we try to do as a firm. And that's why we do it. It's not just about necessarily what you do, but it's about why you do things. And so I just want to share that. And if any of this resonates, or you've been thinking about whether your plan is really where it needs to be, frankly, I'd be honored to have a conversation. Worst case, we're out a little bit of each other's time, but maybe we could be a good fit and maybe we could add a lot of value. There's a free retirement paycheck readiness scorecard that we put together. You can check it out. It's at scorecard.matt25capital.com. 20 questions, takes about 5 minutes. It'll show you exactly where your plan is strong and maybe where there's gaps and maybe where there's areas that you weren't aware of. Or if you really just want to chat, worst case, 15 minutes. I'll leave a link in the description. Not a pitch, just a conversation. But either way, I hope you understand more about who I am. My name is Snodgrass. I'm a certified financial planning professional. I run Matt 25 Capital. We are a Christian wealth advisory firm located in Texas, but we work with people all around the country. So hope everyone takes at least something from this, understands a bit more about who I am, why I do what I do, and what we're hoping to accomplish, and hopefully can learn from what our family went through and hopefully avoid that. That's frankly what I try and do. I try and help families avoid those painful things that we went through. So have a blessed day and steward well.